President Biden is set to address the nation tonight as a lame duck, no longer seeking re-election, but still for 6 more months, the leader of the free world.
The president returning to the White House yesterday after ending his campaign while isolating with COVID for almost a week at his Delaware vacation home.
The president has made it clear that VP Harris has his full support. He, of course, endorsed her for the nomination just minutes after he publicly ended his bid for re-election. White House correspondent Ceneta Marshall is here with all things political. Your basket is full. Good morning. The floor is yours.
Rob, Alex, Jay, good morning to all of you. In this speech, the president is expected to give tonight at 8 o'clock, an Oval Office address coming in a much different context than his last one happening just earlier this month. But his speech tonight expected to not just focus on his reasons for stepping out of the race, but his look towards the path forward. Now, departing Air Force One yesterday, returning to Washington after spending that roughly week or so quarantining with COVID, the president was asked whether or not, or what he would address during those remarks. And instead of addressing it outright, he said, "Watch and listen. Why don't you wait and hear what I have to say?" But the path forward was outlined just a bit when he called into campaign headquarters earlier this week when Harris was there addressing staff and volunteers. And during those remarks, he said, don't expect him to go anywhere.
I've got 6 months left of my presidency. I'm determined to get as much done as I possibly can, both foreign policy and domestic policy.
He highlighted that he's going to be fully engaged going forward, and there are some issues that he specified that he would be focused on in the coming months, including curbing gun violence, expanding child and elder care, lowering the cost of prescription drugs, stemming climate change, and then, of course, filling federal vacancies as he continues over the next 6 months. But as a lame duck president, the question always becomes how much will he be able to get done, especially when there are still some must-pass things that the administration has to do just to keep the government running, like funding bills and the National Defense Authorization Act, and also at the top of the president's list, the Israel-Hamas conflict. Now, that's an issue he's been trying to create a ceasefire with for months. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu here in Washington this week at the White House for an expected Oval Office meeting tomorrow, where the president hopes to not just get that ceasefire, but perhaps push forward on a bigger goal of his administration, which is a broader peace in the Middle East, the Middle East deal with Arab countries and Israel. Now, while Biden is moving full steam ahead over these next 6 months, fully endorsing Harris, she is out on the campaign trail, also full steam ahead with this election cycle. Now, in a memo from the campaign's Jen O'Malley Dillon, they outlined what they're going to be looking forward and how they're going to be on the offensive in the coming months, specifically enforcing that blue wall states and targeting those swing states. And in that memo, she said that they are well positioned to expand support from 2020, that voters who did not vote for the Biden-Harris ticket in 2020 but came out in support of Democrats in 2022. As Donald Trump's Republican Party grew more and more extreme, she outlined that they have additional persuadable voters, those undecideds that they believe they can get on board. Now, if yesterday's Harris rally is any clue to the momentum the Democratic Party sees building with her at the top of the ticket, we heard from a campaign official that they had to change the venue last minute because the RSVPs topped 3,000 in order to accommodate a bigger crowd. That is, according to the campaign, the largest event the campaign has held to date, and also outlining just the support, the grassroots movement that they see. They said they've raised more than $126 million since the endorsement. But today, the vice president heading to Indianapolis, where she'll be giving a keynote address to the Zeta Phi Beta convention in Indianapolis. It's a sorority, a member of the Divine Nine, where she hopes to capitalize on a growing demographic of support among specifically black women voters, increasing the turnout, which could be key to the election come November. Now, keep this in mind, you guys. According to AP VoteCast, they found just that black women made up just 7% of the electorate in 2020, but 93% of them at that time had voted for the Biden-Harris ticket and was key to victories in states like Georgia, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. You guys.
All right, Ceneta, thank you. Now, that speech is set for 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight, and we will carry the address live here on Scripps News. White House correspondent Ceneta Marshall reporting. Thank you.